All right, welcome to the deep dive. We're all about getting you up to speed quickly, right? No filler, just the facts. You're here because you're that kind of learner. Maybe you're eyeing up your next big career move or trying to get a grip on a new industry. Or maybe you just love learning, pure and simple, and hate wasting time with pointless stuff.
Exactly. No fluff here.
Today, we're diving deep into something with some serious potential. Getting your MBA in Dubai. Think of this as your shortcut to really understanding what that whole journey looks like.
Yeah, we've gone through program guides, articles from the experts, even real stories from students who've actually done it. We've boiled it all down so you get the core insights without drowning in information. It's like your curated cheat sheet to the Dubai MBA.
So Dubai, right? Most folks picture those crazy skyscrapers and luxury, but underneath all that is this booming business center, and it's got this strategic location that's just in the middle of everything. It makes you wonder, why is it such a hotspot for MBAs?
That's a great question to kick things off with. Why Dubai for your MBA? I mean, it's a major player on the global stage. It's not just regional, it's where international business really happens.
Okay, international business hub. We hear that tossed around all the time. But what does that actually mean for someone thinking, hey, maybe an MBA in Dubai is for me? Give me the real world impact.
Let's talk geography for a second. Dubai's smack dab in the middle of Europe, Asia, and Africa. It's not just a dot on a map, though. This translates into some crazy good networking potential. You're studying, you're living, in a place where global markets and business cultures are constantly bumping into each other.
So it's not just textbooks and lectures, you're living it.
Exactly. For MBA students, especially those who are thinking international business, global operations, this is gold. We're talking potential connections with people from all sorts of industries, all kinds of backgrounds. Can you imagine the possibilities?
It's like a living, breathing business case study, 24/7.
You got it. And the economy itself is another big reason. Dubai was built on oil, sure, but they've gone all in on diversification. You've got booming real estate, finance, tourism, and tech is exploding over there. What does that mean for MBA grads? Jobs, 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 and not just in oil and gas. It's across the board.
So it's not just the one-trick pony that some people might think. And with all that economic variety, I bet you get a really fascinating mix of people.
Absolutely, it's a melting pot. And that's not just about food and festivals. It gives you this genuine international business perspective that you just can't fake. You'll be learning alongside folks from all over the planet, getting that real-world experience in cross-cultural communication. That's essential in business these days, no matter where you end up.
Okay, so we've got location, giving you that networking edge, diverse economy, which equals jobs, multicultural environment, which gives you a global perspective. Anything else that makes Dubai stand out?
You bet. Top-notch universities, for one. Dubai's not just attracting businesses, it's becoming a magnet for world-class education. Some really big-name universities have set up shop there. And then there's the potential for tax-free salaries after you graduate. It's a big deal, right? And of course, the standard of living is generally really high.
Tax-free. Who wouldn't want a piece of that? Okay, so Dubai is sounding like a serious contender here. But if you're going for it, where are the top spots to get that MBA?
Dubai's got a whole bunch of big-name universities offering MBAs. One that really stands out is the University of Dubai. They've got that AACSB accreditation, which is a really big deal. And they offer specializations in areas that everyone's looking for: finance, marketing, international business, you name it.
You mentioned ACSB before. Why should someone care about that? What does that tell me as a potential student?
Great question. That accreditation, whether it's AACSB, AMBA, or EQIS, it's basically a global seal of approval for business education. It means the school's got their act together, rigorous curriculum, top-notch faculty, all the resources you need. Employers, especially those big international ones, they really value that. They know you've got the goods. Then you've got Holt International Business School. They're famous for their global MBA experiences, think real-world international stuff, and their connections with all kinds of industries are incredible.
Global MBA experiences. Is that just a fancy way of saying they have study abroad programs? What makes them stand out?
It's bigger than just studying abroad. Holt actually builds it into their programs. You might study at different Holt campuses in major business centers around the world. So you're not just reading about international business, you're living it in London, Shanghai, wherever. And you're building your network as you go. Pretty cool, right?
That sounds intense, but amazing.
Definitely. And then there's the SB Jain School of Global Management. They're super well respected and known for their Tri-City MBA. Emphasis on learning by doing real projects, simulations, the works.
Tri-City. So you wouldn't just be in Dubai. Where else would you study?
Typically, their campuses in Dubai, Singapore, and Sydney talk about experiencing different business cultures firsthand. You're hitting three major economic powerhouses in one program,
Wow, that's a pretty unique opportunity.
right? And we can't forget Middlesex University Dubai. They offer both part-time and full-time MBA options, which is great for flexibility. And they've got a super diverse faculty and student body, so you're getting perspectives from all over the world.
Flexibility is definitely a plus.
Yeah.
Any other universities in Dubai that are worth a look for MBA seekers?
Oh, for sure. London Business School has a fantastic executive MBA program in Dubai, and there's the American University in Dubai, AUD, Harriet Watt University, Dubai, University of Wollongong, Dubai, and Canadian University, Dubai. Plenty of great choices.
That's a pretty comprehensive list. And speaking of Canadian University of Dubai, our sources actually gave us a real number for their total MBA cost.
Yep, they say it's about AED 101,115. That covers all 12 courses, gives you a solid idea of what to expect. Another example, the University of Dubai has a per credit cost of around AED 9,555. Having those concrete figures is super helpful when you're budgeting.
Absolutely. So it's clear picking your MBA in Dubai isn't just about the name on the diploma. Accreditation matters, and different universities have their own specialties and ways of teaching.
Right on. Do your research. Dig into the curriculum, see how they teach, look at the faculty's expertise, and check that accreditation status. Find the program that really fits your goals.
Okay, so we've covered the why and the where. Now for the big question. How much is this going to set me back? What's the financial hit for an MBA in Dubai?
All right, let's talk money. Yearly tuition, it can be all over the place, anywhere from around 15,000 to 60,000 US dollars, which is roughly 80,000 to 250,000. Big range, right?
That is quite a spread. What accounts for that?
Several things. Reputation of the university, how many resources they have, even the way the program's structured. But remember, that's just tuition. Living in Dubai, that's a whole other expense.
Right, because you got to live somewhere, eat something. What are we talking about for those everyday costs?
Okay, brace yourself. You're probably looking at somewhere between 8,000 and 15,000 US dollars per year, or AED 3,000 to AED 7,000 every month.
Yikes. That's not exactly pocket change.
Not exactly. Accommodation will be your biggest chunk. Could be anywhere from AED 3,500 to 8,000 per month, depending on where you live and what kind of place you want. Food, figure around AED 900 per month, and then there's transportation.
Okay, so Dubai, high standard of living, but not exactly a bargain. I mean, maybe not as pricey as some of the big financial hubs in the West, but still.
True. You've got a point there. And these are just averages, remember. Your own expenses. Totally depends on your lifestyle. Big spender or budget conscious, it'll make a difference. And don't forget those little things.
Yeah.
Books, study materials, maybe even some travel if your program takes you places.
It all adds up.
Mhm.
Speaking of adding up, are there any ways to ease the financial pain? Are scholarships a thing for international MBA students in Dubai?
Thankfully, yes. Lots of universities in Dubai offer scholarships specifically for international students. Sometimes it's based on grades, sometimes it's your work experience, sometimes it's financial need.
So there's hope.
There is. And on top of that, you might find government grants or even some companies offering scholarships. Do your research. Don't leave any stone unturned. You might be surprised what you find.
It's like a treasure hunt for funding. Okay, so we know it's not cheap, but let's assume you've got the finances figured out. What are you actually going to learn in an MBA program in Dubai? What are some of the popular areas of focus?
Good question. Dubai's economy is all about growth and change. So certain specializations are really popular. The classics are still there. Finance, marketing, human resources. But then you've got things like entrepreneurship, which is huge over there, and supply chain management. Since Dubai is this massive logistics hub.
Sounds like the standard MBA fare so far. Are there any specializations that are like uniquely Dubai, something you wouldn't see everywhere else?
Absolutely. Dubai is going big on tech and digital innovation. So specializations in tech management and business analytics. Those are hot right now. If you want to ride the wave of Dubai's future, those are good bets.
Makes sense. Align your skills with where the economy's going. So you've picked your university, you've got your specialization. What's the actual process for getting into an MBA program in Dubai? What do you need?
The basics are pretty standard. You'll need a bachelor's degree from a decent university. But that GPA, it really depends on the school and how competitive the program is.
So grades matter. What else are they looking at?
Most MBA programs in Dubai want to see some real-world work experience. Could be 2 years, could be 5, depends on the program. And if you're an international student, you got to prove your English skills, usually through tests like IELTS or TOEFL.
What about the GMAT or GRA? Are those a must-have?
Here's the thing. Those tests are common for MBAs globally, But some universities in Dubai are starting to make them optional. Really depends on the specific program. So check the requirements carefully. You'll definitely need a strong statement of purpose, basically an essay where you sell yourself your goals, why you want the MBA, all that, and letters of recommendation from people who can vouch for you, academically or professionally.
So it's the whole package: good grades, real-world experience, communication skills, and a killer application. Got it. Now let's fast forward. You've got that shiny new MBA. You're ready to conquer the Dubai job market. What's out there?
The job seat in Dubai for MBA grads is pretty bright, gotta say. It's all thanks to that diverse and booming economy we talked about. Remember those key sectors: banking and finance, consulting, real estate, infrastructure, tech, and innovation. And don't forget about startups. Dubai is a hotbed for entrepreneurship.
Lots of options. Any specific companies that are always on the hunt for MBA grads?
Oh yeah, the big consulting firms, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, they're always looking for talent. And of course, the global banks. Then you've got the big local players like Emirates and tons of companies in real estate and tech. It's a mix of international giants and local powerhouses.
So big names and local opportunities, not bad. What about the salary expectations? What can an MBA grad realistically expect to make in Dubai?
All right, the average starting salary for a fresh MBA grad in Dubai is somewhere between 60,000 and 120,000 US dollars per year, which is about AED 140,000 to AED 250,000.
Yeah.
But, and this is important, that's just an average. Your actual salary depends on your experience, the industry, the company, the specific role, lots of factors.
It's not just about the degree, it's what you bring to the table.
You got it. But the good news is there's usually good potential for salary growth as you gain experience. So if you play your cards right, that MBA can really pay off.
Okay, so the potential's there, but let's be real. It's not all sunshine and roses, right? What are some of the hurdles that international students might face when they're trying to get their MBA in Dubai?
You're right. There are definitely challenges. We touched on the cost tuition, and living expenses can be a real burden for a lot of international students.
Yeah, we talked about scholarships and financial aid. Anything else students can do to make it work financially?
Absolutely. Check out all the financial aid options. Don't be shy. Think about part-time work if your visa allows it. Maybe find some roommates to split those housing costs. And for the love of all that is holy, create a budget and stick to it.
So it's about being smart with your money. What's another potential challenge that students might run into?
Visas, my friend. Visa regulations can be a real headache for international students. Getting that initial visa and making sure it's renewed on time, it all takes a lot of attention to detail. You don't want to mess that up.
Any tips for making that visa process smoother?
Here's the key. Have all your paperwork perfectly in order and apply for that visa way ahead of time, like at least 2 months before your program starts. Your university will usually help you out with the process, but don't wait till the last minute. And once you're there, pay attention to those deadlines, go to your classes, follow rules. You don't want to risk any problems with your visa.
Okay, good advice. What other obstacles should students be prepared for in Dubai?
Let's talk jobs. The market's good, yeah, but it's competitive. People are coming to Dubai from all over the world, so you got to stand out. To land that dream job or internship, you got to hustle.
So the MBA is just the starting point. It's not a golden ticket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Use your university's career services, hit those industry events, do internships to get some local experience, and maybe even learn a bit of Arabic. It can really make a difference in certain industries.
Interesting point about the Arabic. What about just fitting in culturally? Dubai's got its own unique way of doing things, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Adapting to the culture and the laws, that's a big part of studying and living in Dubai. You got to understand and respect the local customs and traditions.
It's all about cultural intelligence. Any other common challenges for MBA students in Dubai?
Okay, real talk, MBA programs are tough. Lots of work, lots of time commitment. Balancing classes, assignments, networking, and maybe even a personal life can be a lot to handle.
Sounds overwhelming. Any tips for staying afloat?
Time management is your best friend. Seriously, learn to prioritize, learn to say no. And if you're struggling, don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to your professors, use the university resources, and connect with your classmates. They're in the same boat. And finally, even though English is everywhere in business in Dubai, you might hit some language barriers out in the real world. Brushing up on your English and maybe learning some basic Arabic phrases, that can really smooth things over.
Okay, so time management, cultural awareness, and a bit of language prep. Got it. Now, looking ahead to 2025, any essential tips for someone who's thinking Dubai MBA?
First things first, pick the right university and program. Think about those top schools we talked about: SB Jain, Holt, University of Dubai, London Business School, Dubai, and the others. Really dive deep into what they offer, what their strengths are, and what specializations they have.
And we can't stress enough how important that accreditation is.
Absolutely. AACSB, AMBA, or EQIS, those are the gold standards.
Yeah.
Make sure you understand everything you need to get in the degree, GMAT or GRE if they require it, how much work experience they want, and those English tests. Don't get caught off guard.
And even though we already talked about it, it's worth saying again, scholarships. Hunt them down.
Definitely. Look at merit-based and need-based scholarships for the universities themselves. And don't forget about government grants and company sponsorships. You never know what's out there. And get real about the cost of living. Tuition is one thing, but Dubai can be pricey, so factor in those everyday expenses.
Right, it's the whole picture. And make sure your chosen specialization is something you're actually interested in, and that's in demand in Dubai.
Exactly. Think back to what we discussed: marketing, finance, supply chain, entrepreneurship, and those hot new areas like tech management and business analytics. For international students, know the rules about working while studying. A lot of student visas let you work part-time, usually up to 20 hours a week.
Extra cash is never a bad thing. Any key advice on the visa application itself?
Get that application in early, at least 2 months before your program starts. The university will be your guide, but don't procrastinate. And remember, Dubai is all about connections, so network, industry events, company presentations on campus, alumni meetups. Get out there and build those relationships from day one.
You got to be proactive.
Absolutely. And be ready for a truly international classroom. Dubai's universities are incredibly diverse. You might have classmates from over 100 different countries. Take advantage of that, learn from each other. It's an amazing opportunity. And a lot of programs have internships with top companies: Emirates, PwC, Deloitte. Go for it. Get that real-world experience.
It's all about making the most of it.
Exactly. It's also important to know what the job market looks like after you graduate.
Makes sense.
Familiarize yourself with the big industries in Dubai: real estate, finance, consulting, tech. Those are the ones they're hiring MBA grads. And finally, know the rules: UAE laws, visa stuff, work permits, post-study visa options. Make sure you're in the know to avoid any surprises down the line.
So much good advice. It seems like being prepared and being proactive are the keys to a successful Dubai MBA. Now let's bring it down to earth a bit. We found some really interesting stories of people who've actually done this. Real people, real experiences.
Real stories are the best, right? There's Stephanie Rice, the Olympic swimmer from Australia. She had this amazing athletic career, then she went and got her MBA and moved to Dubai to explore business opportunities. Shows you that it's never too late to switch gears.
Olympic gold to Dubai MBA, that's quite a journey. We also found a few stories about an organization that helps international students through the whole process.
Yeah, they've helped a ton of students navigate the Dubai MBA maze. Take Rahul, for example. He's a marketing guy from India, wanted to specialize in digital marketing, but he was totally overwhelmed. Too many universities, confusing visa rules, worried about the cost?
Sounds familiar?
Right. This organization helped him figure it all out. They helped him find the perfect program at Heriot-Watt University, Dubai, walked him through the visa process, and even helped him find scholarships. Now he's living the dream.
Having that kind of support makes a world of difference.
It really does. And then there's Aisha, a businesswoman from Mumbai. She wanted to go to SB Jain, but the tuition was a major obstacle.
Can't blame her.
This organization swooped in and helped her find scholarships that fit her profile, and they helped her write a killer application. She ended up getting a 50% tuition grant. Proof that those scholarships are out there if you know where to look.
That's incredible. Saved her a fortune. And the last person you mentioned?
His name's Samir. He's an IT engineer, had about 5 years of experience, and wanted to move into management, specifically in tech. Problem was, he wasn't sure which MBA specialization would get him there.
Happens to the best of us.
This organization hooked him up with career counseling, helped him choose the business analytics specialization at Middlesex University, Dubai, helped him prep for the GMAT, and gave him all the info he needed about the Dubai job market and internships in tech. Now he's well on his way to that management role.
It's amazing how these real-life stories show us the possibilities, right? People from all different backgrounds, all different goals, using the Dubai MBA to get where they want to be.
Exactly. And they all prove that even though there are challenges, with the right planning and support, you can totally make the Dubai MBA dream a reality.
So wrapping it all up, Dubai is clearly a pretty special place to get your MBA. It's got that global business energy, a booming economy. It's a magnet for ambitious people.
It really is. And while the cost and the competition are real things to consider, everything we've learned tells us that with some good old-fashioned preparation, strategic planning, and using the resources that are out there, a successful and rewarding MBA journey in Dubai is totally within your reach.
So here's a final thought for all you learners out there. Think about it. Dudai's growing like crazy. It's in the super strategic spot in the world. How would an MBA from there set you up to not just survive, but thrive in the future of global business? Maybe now's the time to really dig into those specific universities and specializations that speak to your goals.
That's the million-dollar question. Keep researching, reach out to people who've gone through those programs, and find the support you need to make this happen. Dubai's waiting for you.